With Ducati introducing a whole new lineup of models for next year, the powers that be have decided that the Desert Sled doesn't really cut it as a fully fledged adventure bike anymore, not that it really did in the first place. And with that said, on December 9th, the new highly anticipated Desert X will be revealed to the world. This new adventure bike's said to have been designed to offer great off-road capabilities, thanks to a chassis that's been designed around a 21-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear. So to start with, the concept that was revealed at the 2019 EICMA bike show showed the bike's engine would be based on the current Scrambler 1100 platform, with its 1079cc 2-valve air-cooled Desmodromic L-twin engine that would have given the bike around 86 horsepower at 7,500 rpm and 65 foot-pounds of torque at 4,750 rpm. However, as we know things can change when you go from concept to production, we can now confirm that it's going to harness the great performance and reliability of the awesome liquid-cooled 937cc Testastretta engine that you find in the Ducati Monster, Hypermotard and the Multistrada 950. Please don't get me wrong here, as the older 1100 Desmodromic platform is still to this day a more than capable engine. However, as we know, the new Testastretta unit makes between 110 and 114 horsepower depending on the model, and somewhere in the region of 93 to 96 Nm of torque. And I'm sure with a few tweaks here and there from Ducati's engineering team, when it finally hits the dirt in a new Desert X format next year, it'll have its own power profile that's more suited for adventure, not to mention even with its new smaller displacement Testastretta engine that increases power and torque over the original slated Scrambler engine, we can expect it should shave a few pounds off its weight, translating into a lighter overall machine. So one of the things we really love about this new bike from Ducati is, whether you're exploring the hills behind your home, braving the desert or discovering new mountain trails, the new Ducati Desert X looks to be a bike that'll allow riders to harness the style and power of a new adventure bike from the iconic Italian brand and take it to a whole new level. And to quote Ducati, imagination has no boundaries with a Desert X. Now, as some of you may remember, when the X concept was shown at EICMA, it captivated the eyes of most riders and won the hearts of all Ducati Scrambler fans, and with that said, the Desert X will probably join the ranks of BMW, Triumph and Honda, who've already stamped their mark on a growing new golden age for adventure biking. So with bikes like the upcoming new Africa Twin and Tiger 1200 on the way, Ducati's definitely making a late entrance into an already crowded market, not to mention a new rumored Transalp that seems to be on its way from Honda. With the Desert X said to be inspired by the iconic models that wandered the dunes in the golden age of desert rallying of the 80s and 90s, and of course the unforgettable Paris-Dakar epics that spawned a new era in off-road adventure, and with tanks and fairings that give the bike a muscular, sculptured look that lend itself to the look of an updated, Ducati-powered Cagiva Elephant that led Eddie Orioli to victory in the 1990 Dakar. Now, as we know, the bike will carry a 21-inch front wheel with an 18-inch rear that's proved very successful on the likes of Honda's Africa Twin. So although the Desert X was originally slated to be built on the Scrambler 1100 platform, it's now been confirmed the bike's getting its own bespoke frame with an aluminium swing arm to fit better with its wheel setup that, along with a single left-sided mono to the rear and an upside-down front shock, should take care of things in the suspension department and definitely make the bike's stability better for long-distance trips and challenging off-road stretches. Ducati has further reported that the bike will be wearing a pair of more than adequate Pirelli Scorpion rally tires. With the performance middleweight category currently the hot segment for adventure bikes, we're not surprised Ducati decided to take a more aggressive approach with the Desert X than just putting a styling update on a desert sled. That is, of course, if they want to be taken seriously, as with models like Triumph's Tiger 900 Rally Pro and Yamaha's Tenere 700, they'll need to come loaded with a chassis tuned for off-road performance and plenty of suspension travel, and with the concept being reported to have 10.8 inches of ground clearance and 8.3 inches of suspension travel, this should be more than enough to soak up the bumps. Ducati have definitely not lost sight of this bike's roots as a long-distance adventurer, and with that in mind the Desert X gets two integrated tanks, each divided into two parts, and is said to be able to hold upwards of 30 litres, ensuring the bike won't get left high and dry, even in the case of extended off-the-beaten-track no-fuel stop journeys. The bike also gets a very handy removable passenger seat that can be swapped out for a baggage carrier. You also get a large windshield that incorporates a twin round DRL setup with the iconic shape of the Scrambler model. The bike's stopping power looks to be taken care of by a pair of twin-pot Brembos over 320mm discs to the front, with what we think is a 255 disc and Brembo to the rear, giving it similar stopping power to the Tiger 900. It's likely the bike will also keep its TFT multifunction dash that was shown on the concept model back in 2019, as it'll be good for an off-road satellite navigation system of some sort that would come in very handy on an adventure bike. Other than the fact that it looks a lot like the original concept bike, with its iconic twin-round LED headlights, Ducati are remaining quite tight-lipped about the Desert X, but are obviously taking this new direction seriously, although how seriously we'll only know when the full specifications are revealed in December. But hopefully its apparent retro-technological and functional style, combined with the clean lines of the robust design approach, makes this a timeless evergreen option that should suit even the hardiest of off-road adventurers. For those of you that are enjoying our content, we hope you would consider making a subscription to our YouTube channel, and very much thank you all for watching this review.